Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a story time video, and the story time is going to be about when I came home when I felt like it at 11. And before we get into the story, I just want to go over the earrings and the jewelry that I'm wearing. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. Every item I am wearing is available for purchase. The ring will fit in any size from 6 to 10 because it has a stretchy back. The earrings, they got a little, they're metal. They're a little heavy. And then this necklace that I'm wearing actually hangs longer. I just wrapped it around my neck to make it a short necklace. All of these items are available once again for purchase, and they are $5 nickel and lead free. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the story time. I'm gonna say one more thing before we do that. If you see me pausing, I'm pausing only because I'm recording on my phone and I'm constantly getting text messages or emails, and I might just pause to read something to see if it's something that I need to respond back to, immediately. So I do apologize in advance for that, as well as I noticed in my previous video that I tend to look straight at the screen versus looking at the camera. So when you're watching the video, look like I'm looking at something on the side. So just roll with me until I get used to talking to the camera. This is something that, I'm trying my best to get used to. So I do apologize. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Imagine it was Sicily. I'm sorry, I am a Golden Girls fan. I love watching the Golden Girls. So I do apologize for that. But I love when Sophia get ready to tell a story. She always started off with, imagine Sicily. But let's go ahead and get into the story. Like I said, I was 11 at the time. I was in 6th grade. And I went to a junior high school because back then my junior high ran from 6th to 8th. I normally knew that I needed to come home from school, but that day I just didn't feel like it. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and, go to my friend's house after school like the other kids did. I never, was able to do any of those things. I normally had to come straight home, help out at home. Yeah, at this point in my time, my mom she had just battled her second round of cancer, and it was on her back, so she had to relearn how to walk. So she was in a wheelchair. So that's why I had to do a lot of the housework. Normally, my mom would do all her housework because she wanted her house cleaned a certain way. But at that time, I was doing everything. I was cooking dinner, washing clothes, making sure everybody did their chore, did any extra things that need to be done around the house, as well as helping her bathe and do all of that. So that day I didn't want to go home and be bothered. So I just stayed out. Eventually, I was sent home by one of my friend's sisters. I was over at her house and her sister was like, it's late, it's time for you to go home. So they walked me all the way home because it was dark time and she didn't want me to walk by myself. So when I got in the house, my mom I want to say she was in the kitchen, or maybe she wasn't. She was like close to the kitchen. The way our house was, we had a dining room and then it was the kitchen, and she was like in between. She wasn't like in the doorway, but close to the doorway of the kitchen. And she had asked me, where have you been? And I just told her, out. And then she looked at me and she was like, I'm going to ask you again, where you been? And I told her, out with my friends. And she was like, okay, but that's not what I asked you. I want to know exactly where you been. And I told her, well, I was at my friend's house. And she was like, okay. And she said it calmly and she sent me into my room. And on my way into my room, my brothers were already in their room, and our rooms, like their room was here, my room was here. And when I walked by to turn to get into my room, they had told me that, oh, you're going to get a whooping. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then my brother said it again. He was like, yeah, you are. You're in trouble and, you're going to get a whooping. And I was like, No, I'm not. I said, what's she going to do? Run me over with her wheelchair? And they started laughing. They was like, no, but you're going to get in trouble. I said, yeah, right. So I went in my room. I got my backpack, got my binder out, and I remember laying across my bed doing my work. And I want to say maybe 20, 30 minutes later, my mom came in the room, and she was still in her wheelchair, mind you. And she had her plastic bat with her. That's what she would use to whoop us with, those bats that you can get from the dollar store that was made with, the hard plastic, and it come with a ball. That's what she used to use. So she rolled in my room with it. I thought it was weird, but in my mind, I ain't thinking nothing because I'm like, she in a wheelchair. All I got to do, is hide on the side of my bed or, underneath the bed or something. I wasn't even worried about it. So she asked me again. She said, I want a real answer. Where were you? And I told her I was at my friend's house. And then she was like, well, you didn't ask, you didn't call, you didn't do anything. And I told her, well, I didn't feel like I needed to. So she sat there for a few minutes and she didn't say another word. So I turned my head and looked back down at my binder and started doing my work. And then next thing I know, out of the corner of my eyes, I could see her rise up out of the wheelchair. And like I froze, like I couldn't even get up to hide or to move. You know what kids do when they about to get whooped. No kid gonna lay there and get whooped. So I had jumped, I couldn't jump up like I would have done because I was in such shock because she's been in this wheelchair for months. And for her to stand, she never even stood up. So to see her stand up, it like, I was in shock and I couldn't move. And then, of course, I got a whooping. She walked towards me. I got a whooping. And afterwards, she pushed her wheelchair out of my room. And she said, you know what? I've been waiting for one of you guys to get in trouble. She said, because, of course, we would listen to her, but we didn't respond as quickly as we would if she was her normal self. She might, as her normal self, she'll tell us one time and we knew whatever she told you to do, you got up and you did it. But now by her being in this wheelchair, she might have had to ask us 2-3 times before we finally get up and, do something. And we only got up then to do something because we knew, she either gonna call one of her sisters or one of her brothers over there to take care of us. So we knew, you might ignore her one of the first or the second time, but by that third time we knew better because we know we didn't want nobody coming over here. So, that's the time when I tried her. But my mom she was good to us, but she just didn't play. She just didn't play. My mama did not play. And anybody who came to our house knew that Miss Barbara Ann did not play. So everybody listened to her. Whatever she said to do, people jumped up and did it right away. Like she demanded her respect. Like I tell my children all the time, y'all wouldn't have survived Barbara Ann because I'm nothing like her. I let my kids tell them 3-4 times before, I take a device or something from them. But we knew better. So thank you for listening to my short story time. Hopefully, I plan to do another story time next week. Maybe y'all can leave some suggestions of what type of stories you guys like or would like to hear. I'm pretty much an open book. I will pretty much share, my past with you because it's my past. So long as it's not, I wouldn't name names if it's something that's going to make somebody else's character look bad or anything like that. But always you can drop a comment of what type of stories you would like to hear. And once again, I'm just going to say these earrings are fly, as you can see. They cute. And they're only $5. Fishnet hooks, ring, necklace that can be longer. I just chose the word short because of the way my shirt is. Remember, just $5, nickel and lead free. You can go ahead and leave in the comments if you're interested. Oh, like the video, hit the subscribe if you like to stick around and see more. Yeah, I broke it now. I broke that doing laundry the other day, sticking my hand in the washing machine. Thank you. Enjoy your day.